Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to take a look at Airbnb on a comparable companies analysis. So if you're not familiar with this, this is a pretty common analysis done in investment banking where you take your target company, in this case it would be Airbnb, and compare a lot of its metrics to what investment bankers consider to be its competitors. So for Airbnb, I kind of actually picked two buckets here for its competitors. The first one you'll see here is group one. Those are hotel operators, and obviously you can make this list longer. Um, and then the second group is rental booking sites. So I mean, Airbnb, it's a little bit of it's this interesting kind of, it's not a, booking sites work a little bit different, right? Like they'll show rates to a Marriott or a Hilton or whatever, and they'll take kind of a commission on that for booking up rooms that aren't booked, right? Whereas Airbnb, it's like they're hosting their own rooms and they're not taking excess inventory from other companies and taking commission. So they're kind of like a hybrid between these two groups. And you can see here the metrics we've laid out. We have current share price, percentage of 52-week high, equity value, which is the market cap, the enterprise value, which is the market cap less net debt, um, or sorry, plus net debt. And then after that, we have multiples. So the first one is enterprise value as it's enterprise value divided by these different categories. So LTM sales, 2021 sales, 2022 sales. And for 2021 and 2022, these are estimates. I used consensus estimates from CapIQ. And then you have LTM EBITDA margin, total debt to EBITDA, and then you have price to LTM EPS, 2021 EPS, and 2022 EPS. So this is pretty standard investment banking. You might change some of the columns every now and then. If you're looking to build one of these from scratch, I will put this template up, but you'll see if we go over to the data tab, I used CapIQ to pull all of this data. So it just gave me kind of, market cap, enterprise value, revenue, estimates, things of that nature. Um, if you were having to go in and, calculate all these, you could, but it would be an overwhelming task and exercise because, some companies will report non-GAAP metrics, so they'll put Ebitda in their filings, but you need to be making sure you're calculating it the same way for all the companies. So you'd have to like go in and pull in all their balance, all the, their three statements, and then calculate Ebitda the same for all of them, EBIT the same, etc. So it could be quite the process to do manually. I've definitely done it manually before, but if you have access to CapIQ, that's the way to go to get all this data. And if you're like a college student, usually your business center, your business school or library, somehow you should be able to get free access. And I actually still have access from when I was an undergrad. They never took it away. So I created an account and it's still active today. So I still use it from time to time. But anyways, I digress. Let's real quick, we'll just kind of take a quick look through this and then, yeah, so you can see here Airbnb, right? They are trading at 94% of their 52-week high. That's kind of in line, a lot of these companies are in the high 90s or the mid 90s as well, which is fair. But then if we look at equity value, right, Airbnb is by far the largest. The second closest is Booking Holdings Incorporated. And honestly, I wasn't super familiar with this company, and I'm still not. But CapIQ recommended that they were a good comparable, so I decided to go with it because they're actually pretty similar in size. But I believe the idea is they are just here, let me, world's leading provider of online travel. So it's just a giant travel, company, very similar. Um, so yeah, they own um, all those different companies, which is pretty interesting, right? So they own Booking.com, Priceline, Kayak, OpenTable, rental cars. So, similar but different, but similar market cap. and then enterprise value. And then if we actually look at all these companies on an LTM sales basis, right, you can see Airbnb is a 35.1. Um, and then if we look at kind of the other ones, right, this top group averaging 22.9, the bottom group 10.1. I would say they're probably, so they're somewhat of a hybrid of these two, and they're trading well above both with a market cap and an enterprise value way above both. And even on, if we look at 2021 sales estimates, right, I mean, these start decreasing because obviously sales are expected to increase here for these companies. And even so, it comes down 10x for Airbnb, but still, this is, they're of all the companies, right? It's a 4-5 times multiple premium on them. And similar story for 2022 estimates, right? They all continue to come down, but Airbnb is still vastly higher than these. And if we look at it on an LTM EBITDA basis, a little bit better here because a lot of these companies have been not profitable as well. So there's that. And then 2021 EBITDA, so like right here, it's telling me they're supposed to like barely be profitable in 2021 for Airbnb is what I'm seeing there, and then it slowly, the EBITDA grows and it comes down, but just drastically higher. So, I think you can look at these things and kind of take it as you want, but my interpretation when I pulled this together and looked at it was Airbnb is very overvalued compared to its peers, and they're priced as if there's still room for tremendous growth. And while that may be true, um, I mean they're already trading compared to most companies. They're already 3 or 4 times the size that are in the similar space. So it's they gotta perform pretty well and operate pretty well and not miss it all to kind of keep this market cap and market share, and continue to take market share, and hopefully one day they'll become a profitable company. But right now, right, their EBITDA margin is negative 70%. Obviously, this isn't a super profitable business, right? Like Book Holdings, 11%, and hotel operators are 6-7% this year, with incredibly low occupancy. But maybe, if you look at it as Airbnb has the business model of a bookings where they don't have any of the sites and they work as a middleman, but they get the same kind of commission and fee, more aligned with like a franchise fee or something that one of these companies bring in. Maybe they are this like super hybrid that eventually is going to operate super profitably compared. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see, but I just thought it was interesting to pull together some um, comparable companies and kind of take a look. And if you're interested in, learning how to pull a table like this together from scratch, there's actually a great book I'd recommend. And I'll put it in the description below. It's Investment Banking, Valuation, LBOs, M&A, and IPOs, by Joshua Rosenbaum and Joshua Pearl. Um, I got a copy of this when I started investment banking. It's definitely a good read for just learning how to put together DCFs, comparables, and precedent transactions, and some LBO stuff. So I'll link that below. And if it's something you're interested in, I don't believe it's too expensive if you buy an older version. And it's a pretty good book, just showing you how to throw these kind of things together. But yeah, hope you found this useful. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below, or if you think there's some other companies that'd be a bit comparable, let me know, and maybe I'll pull it together again another time with some of those. Thanks.